Hello there. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this Prosperity Central video where we're going to talk about how you can get more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. My name is Jeff Osnes. I will be your host. I will be presenting to you today, and I will be walking you through our topic. So let's get into it. All right, so here we are inside Prosperity Central, and what I want to talk to you about on this training is I want to talk to you about a follow-up process. So hopefully you've already watched some of the other videos. If you haven't, make sure you go back to the channel and watch some of the previous videos where we talk about how to add contacts, why to add contacts, and why to add contacts on a daily basis to your Prosperity Central account. Now we're going to talk about following up. You need to have a process in place, a process that you will follow on a consistent basis to ensure that you never lose track of a prospect ever. That's key. It's critical. I want to go back. I want to step back. Once again, if you watched one of the other videos, my video about adding contacts, I told you a little story about the file card box that my dad used to use. He used that filed card box, and that's how he made sure that he never lost track of a single prospect. So even if he was talking to a prospect and that prospect didn't deserve to be followed up with for months, he had a process in place to manage that. So what we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about how you can manage your follow-up process within the Prosperity Central system. So let's jump over to contacts. So this is where we're going to run into issues as we start generating prospects on a daily basis. So going through our example, 2 contacts a day, 5 days a week, that's 10 contacts a week, 50 contacts a year. That doesn't seem like much, but over time, that becomes more and more and more contacts that you got to keep track of, right? And then just imagine if you did 5 a day, 5 days a week, 25 a week, and do the math. I'm not that quick with math, but it's a lot more than 50. So you're quickly going to get overwhelmed with data, quickly going to get overwhelmed with contacts that you need to keep track of. And if all you've got is a bunch of business cards all over your desk, you are losing money. So let's stop losing money. Let's be effective. Let's get more done with less time. And let's take advantage of the power built into the Prosperity Central system. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the difference between an appointment and a follow-up. So an appointment, in my opinion, is somebody who said, hey, give me a call tomorrow or come by my house tomorrow at 3 o'clock. There's a specific date and a specific time. That is something I do not want to lose track of. So let's say that's Sally Prospect. I talked to Sally Prospect. We add our notes. Right? So I put my notes in there. We're going to follow up with Sally tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to add her to my calendar. I'm going to click on Add Event. That's going to bring up my Prosperity Central calendar. This is where I'm going to keep track of all of my appointments. So I go here, and I choose tomorrow at 3 o'clock, add the event. I can add a little description if I want, or I can keep all of my description, all of my contact information, follow-up reasons and everything in my notes back within the record. Totally up to you how you want to do this. Description is nice because if you set up a reminder, the system will include the description in that email reminder to you. You can set up events as all-day events, but we're not going to do this in this particular case because we have an event or a meeting with her at a specific date, at a specific time. It's not going to be recurring in this case, but there are times that you may want to set up recurring check-in type appointments with people. So we set our priority as normal. This controls the color of the event when it's on our calendar. And we can send an email to our contact if we want. So you can set up an email notification that goes out to them with those details. And we'll get into that in more detail when we actually start talking about building and configuring emails. And in this case, I'm not going to share it with my team. It is my appointment, so my team doesn't need to know about it. And I'm going to go ahead and save changes. I'm going to save changes just so that you can see that that record, that appointment is now on the calendar, right? If I did save and close, this window would have closed and I'd be back here. So that's what we want to do when we come across a contact. I'm going to refresh the page here. If we come across a contact where we need to schedule an actual appointment, they give us a date, a time, let's follow up with them. And you can see after I refreshed it, we have an upcoming event within that contact record showing October 9th, 3 p.m., this date, this time, this contact. So we know when our next appointment is with this contact. Now that's an appointment. In my opinion, there's a difference between an appointment and a follow-up. A follow-up is somebody, I like to call it the polite blow-off. Somebody who says, hey, yeah, sounds kind of interesting. Give me a call back next week. I'm super busy this week. Or, oh my goodness gracious, it's tax time and I don't have time for at least another month. So they're not going to schedule a specific date and time for you to follow up with them. It's kind of open-ended. So based off of that conversation, based off the information they provide to you, you may want to set a follow-up date that's not on your calendar. I don't like to clutter my calendar with appointments with people who have not specifically set a date and time. If they tell me next week, I'm going to go ahead and set a follow-up date in this custom field for next week sometime. And then next week, I'm going to follow up with them. So you want to be able to distinguish between follow-up appointments and follow-up calls. Now, Prosperity Central is all about organization, right? So right now, this contact is just in my sample contacts folder. If they're a follow-up, I would want to move them to my follow-up folder. Now, if there's an appointment and there's interest there, I may want to move them to my interested folder, or I may create an appointments folder. It's up to you how you want to designate that. So you choose which folder they go into based off of where they are in your pipeline, where they are based off of the conversations you've been having with them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move this contact back to the follow-up folder. And then we'll go to our follow-up folder, and here you'll see our contact is listed there so that we can keep track of them. Now that's it for this particular video, but there's still a lot more that we're going to talk about regarding the follow-up process for our contacts. I alluded to one of them when we're scheduling our appointment when I talked about creating recurring follow-up events with our prospects. We're also going to talk about in a future video on how you can make sure that these follow-up calls that you're scheduling that are not appointments, where they don't slip through the cracks. Now, we've already set that follow-up date and we've moved that contact into a follow-up folder, so we've already started doing some organization there. But stay tuned, and we'll be getting into more details so that you know that you never lose track of a single contact. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope this has helped you take that usage of Prosperity Central to the next level. We'll continue along this path to continue to show you how to take full advantage of this system. We're going to keep these videos as short as possible. I don't like to create long videos if I can help it, so we're going to break this stuff down into bite-sized chunks so you can learn a little here, learn a little there, and you can continue to improve. Because once again, 80% of your time should be spent prospecting, talking to people, not watching videos. So you're going to learn a little today, put it into action. Learn a little more tomorrow, put it into action. And you're going to improve the way you use the system over time. And by the time we're done with this, by the time you go through all of these videos, you are going to be a Prosperity Central pro, and you'll be recruiting and prospecting and following up with people like no other. So once again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As we've talked about in the past, Prosperity Central is designed to help you boost sales and growth. It is super simple to use, and I'm here to help shorten that learning curve. It helps you present your opportunity. Helps you organize your contacts. That's what we're doing, right? The price is phenomenal for what you get. It's amazing for $25 a month at the pro level. Amazing. Track contact activities, build a second income stream. We're going to be getting more and more into that affiliate program and the value the system provides to you and your organization. And of course, it is mobile friendly. Your business is with you everywhere you go as long as you have internet access. Now, of course, quick review of the pricing. Right now, the pricing, we have a $0 basic, totally free account, really just for your team members that are not truly plugged in and growing. If you're serious about growing your business, you need to be at least at the professional, which is $24.95 a month. It is a phenomenal deal at $24.95 a month. And then Premier at $49.95 a month, an excellent deal. And if you are at least the second tier, the second level in your compensation plan, you should be seriously looking at the Premier level. There are some features in that you can't miss, that you need to be taking advantage of. And of course, we are going to be talking about those as time goes on. So stay tuned for all of the training. Now, if you do not have a Prosperity Central account, you need to go to prosperityscentral.biz, prosperityscentral.biz, and set up your Prosperity Central account today. That is my affiliate link. If you sign up through my affiliate link, I get credit for it. That is how I am funding these videos, and I hope that I'll get a lot of you using Prosperity Central, not just so that I make a lot of money, right? We're going to be talking about how much money you can make in this, but to help you take advantage of the Prosperity Central system so that you can take your organization to the next level. Let me show you how you can get more done using the power of Prosperity Central. Bye for now, and we'll talk soon.